Hey, welcome back to NDI Central Live here at NAB 2018. My name's Rex Olson with NewTek, and we are webcasting live from the NewTek booth in the South Hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center. Well, our next guest is a longtime NewTek friend of NewTek, Mr. Eric Pratt with U.S. Broadcast. He's the CTO of U.S. Broadcast. Welcome, Eric.
Thanks for having me.
You've been in this world for quite some time now, haven't you?
22nd NAB.
Wow.
Hopefully here in another 22.
Yep, and this year it's the 30th anniversary of NewTek exhibiting at NAB for the first time.
Congratulations.
How about that?
Wow.
So tell us about what is U.S. Broadcast?
So we're a distribution company. We handle a variety of products, and I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the products that we covered that are NDI compatible, and maybe we could talk a little bit about how NDI is related to the industry.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's start with products.
All right, so let's start with this little box right here. This is a little box called a Splice, and as you can see, it's very small. It's only about 4 inches square. It has 2 SDI inputs on it, and it's capable of converting those to NDI. It's also capable of doing a number of other things, but it's able to be a tributary source to an NDI ecosystem in a very small form factor, and it is also capable of decoding NDI into an HDMI. And it has this. It comes with a VESA mounting plate, so you can attach it to the back of a monitor. You attach it to the back of a monitor. You take the HDMI out into the monitor, and you're able to use it to display whatever's on your NDI. In your NDI network.
So it's a two-way box, and
yes.
Can you use them independently? One is an out, one is an in?
You can do it both at the same time. It can be, these are both SDI in, but you can do SDI in and HDMI out, both of those connecting to NDI, and you can do that bidirectionally.
Very nice. And what is this retail for?
The one-channel version starts at $1,400. The two-channel version is $1,900. Okay. And it also comes with a copy of NewBlue FX, which is a nice segue into our next conversation. NewBlue FX is another brand that we carry. They are a sports graphics, not just sports graphics, they're a graphics application. So they have lots of templates, and they're able to do integration with data of a variety of sources, social media, sports data, and they have a wide range going from like $150 up to $2,500 for the broadcast version, which is their multi-channel NDI graphics version.
Okay, very good. What else have you got?
What?
What else have you got for us?
Oh, you tell me. You cribbed my notes for me. Where are we?
Okay, let's see. We are well, tell us about the Yuan capture card.
That's very good. Thank you for prompting me. So Yuan is another brand that we represent, and they are coming out with an application that turns all of their capture cards into NDI sources. And the really neat thing about this is Yuan is the largest capture card manufacturer in the world. And you might not believe that because you've probably never heard of them. But they manufacture capture cards for the medical, aviation, military, all different brands of industries globally. And broadcast is just a fraction of them. They make over 200 different kinds of capture cards, from DVI, component, SDI, HDMI, all-in-one solutions of every different stripe. One of the most popular ones recently is their 4-channel 4K HDMI solution. They're able to take in 4 channels, and they'll be able to make that 4 channels of NDI compatible ingest. Coming this June, 6G, 4 channels of 6G, and a little later on, a single channel of 12G.
Wow. So
there's a lot of different options there, and if you can think of populating a system with all those different capture cards, it's a veritable cornucopia of capture cards. So that's their NDI news, and that's very exciting. We're really eagerly anticipating the release there.
Okay. Now, Panimation is a animation program that's kind of been around a while, right?
A long time. Oh my God! So this has an incredible backstory, but I won't go into the full version. But yes, the program's about 20 years old, and it has a rich history. Let's say that. But the company itself has been kind of on life support for a long time. And one of my good friends came in, and what he's done is he's looking to revitalize it. And the first product that he looked at was this paint box called Panimation. And we were looking at it saying, wow, you know, if this was an NDI product, there isn't anything quite like it on the market. It's a paint box. You can use it as a rudimentary telestrator. You can use it to draw on live video. You can use it to create graphics. You can use it to export all the different layers in the paint box as individual NDI streams. So you can have, I've tried 8, and they show up as individual NDI sources. And the applications are numerous, but the introductory price of $95 to get people's appetites wet on it is it's almost an impulse buy at that price. And that'll go up from there once the introductory pricing is over. The basic HD version will be $195. The 4K version will probably be $295, and then there's additional versions with training that would come on after that. But it's a really fantastic product for schools. People looking to do entry-level sports telestration, people looking to do entertaining things with social media. So it's a really interesting product, and it's quite novel, and it's fun to play with. Let's be honest.
And low cost.
Yes.
And NDI output. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What about? Let's see. Oh, we covered that. NSport.
NSport is a sports graphics application from a company called Nemo 3D, based out of Hungary, and it's in the NDI store. It's $895, and it's specifically designed for very particular sports. So it has a football interface, and the football interface is different from the basketball interface, which is different from each of the other sports that it comes with. And the NSport UI is really, it's tailor-made to this. It's all it does, and it's a real true 3D live graphic system, much like you find in many of the much higher end graphics systems. So its heritage is in that real-time 3D graphics application, and this is the sort of prosumerized version to help mid-level college, high schools, any kind of producer who's doing sports to be able to produce that in a really high-quality fashion. It comes with a number of templates that are really amazing looking. It integrates with products like Sportscast, regular XML, Excel, and a variety of other data sets and regular just scoreboard data to be able to import that data in real time, or there's just regular manual entry of that data.
Very good. And so all these products are distributed by U.S. Broadcast.
Yes.
How would someone connect, make purchases, or through resellers?
So we distribute through resellers. You would go to our website, usbroadcast.co. You would find our reseller page, and you'd look for your closest reseller or the one that you are most familiar with, and that's how they would connect with this. And you can also find it on a variety of the manufacturers' pages. They also, some of them, maintain reseller lists.
Very good. Just talk just a little bit about, you've been in the business for some time now.
Yep.
What has been your observations of how NDI is impacting things?
Well, besides the obvious exponential growth of its implementation, as more and more manufacturers realize how critical it is to have this ubiquitous interface. It's almost as like, if you can imagine, somebody just invented SDI for the first time, and it's a common interchange format. What would somebody do if they couldn't connect via SDI or HDMI, whichever brand you subscribe to? But if you don't have the ability to connect to that, it's actually becoming a crucial method. Products that don't have NDI integration are now, they're on the outside. So they're no longer able to connect to cameras. If somebody comes out with an NDI only camera, which I'm not aware that there is, that would be the only way of ingesting. They're losing out by not being able to connect to NewBlue FX or NSport via NDI. They have to get an SDI capture card that takes fill in a key and on both ends. What a cumbersome, how did we ever live like that?
Right, that's right.
You know, so the whole progression of NDI is not just, it's not just that it's an amazing technology that makes things easier, it's the ability to connect various kinds of products and data together in unique ways, and everybo's learning new ways to implement it. There's different flavors of NDI. It's going to be really exciting, and I think all of us have taken a real crash course in networking over the last few years in order to really beef up our understanding of what is possible, because it really has expanded our abilities and our abilities of connecting different systems.
Well, it's very exciting to see what developers are doing with it. You know, you mentioned a couple things of, I mean, you're seeing the graphics companies bringing in live inputs into a graphic system.
Yeah.
You know, that's a result of NDI being available, because before that it was prohibitive.
Yeah, the Panimation actually has NDI as its background, so you're drawing on that moving NDI source, and it's a bidirectional over a single cable.
Yeah.
So in order to do that in a traditional sense, you would need 4 cables. I mean, that's madness.
And the hardware to go along with it.
Yeah, and the hardware to go along with it, and the cable runs, and you know, the mess.
Well, Eric, thanks for joining us. Been great talking to you, hearing about the growth of U.S. broadcast over the year. Keep up the good work.
Thanks for having us on.
Good.
Thanks.
Enjoy
Rex.
the rest of the show.
Thanks. You too.
All right. Well, stick around. We're going to have more after this break.